campus of UCF. The Knights are ready to rock in the stadium, already bouncing as these fans have been preparing since early this morning. What a showdown we have in store. A couple of Big 12 teams squaring off in what could prove to be a huge game. As we'll see, the Oklahoma State Cowboys taking on the UCF Knights. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. And the Cowboys will kick it away first. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So UCF's offense takes the field. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power, all those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead. And it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders of the team, and they're the best players.
And a part of the reason why they're leaders is because these guys galvanize their teammates, right? We've seen time and time again, these dudes make plays, and it just sparks the sideline. It sparks the coaching staff. It sparks the fans. They're special players, and they all have to play well today.
Motion from the wideout. They'll run play action. He'll off one deep down the left side. Oh, right through his hands. They came out attacking, wanted to impose their will, and they missed a big chance on that one.
Yeah, and I love taking deep shots. I think it makes quarterbacks play honest, safeties play honest, and you could tell just missed a little bit deep on that shot. But listen, those are shots that we want to take because the risk is definitely worth the reward.
Jackson will throw. Fires to the right. And the deflection by the defense brings up 4th down.
The hardest thing to do in football is to play on the road. So you want to get those fans as quiet as possible. That is a great opening possession for this defense. Not giving up any big plays and forcing the 4th down.
The Knights decide to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. So the Oklahoma State Cowboys offense will have its first possession of the game. And David, their quarterback hasn't always blown you away statistically, but he is a guy that the coaches trust.
Yeah, and he'll show you some flashes of why you should trust him, Reese. But here's the thing. This is not a guy that we're saying, go win me the football game. That's not where he's at right now in his career. Jesse, he's a guy that needs the others, that they got to help him out. They got to play on schedule, not make those mistakes, and guys really play well around him.
Yeah, David, the one thing quarterbacks don't want to be referred to as is a game manager, but that's really more what this guy is. You're right. They have to be able to run the football. They can't turn it over. They got to play great defense. If they do that in this game, he's good enough to get this win.
Going to swing it on 2nd down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Brock. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. He'll keep it himself. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And it's difficult to contain athletic quarterbacks, but man, when everybody plays their assignment, it's a beautiful thing. I understand I got to take away this. I got to keep my eyes on the quarterback, make sure he doesn't pull that football. They weren't fooled, and the quarterback had nowhere to go with the football.
The Cowboys now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. Scanning the field, it's Flores. That's reeled in, it's Freeman. A solid pickup, and he goes out of bounds at the 30.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
The bounce house is rolling here on 3rd down, trying to help UCF. Looking to throw for it. Fires to the middle. Complete to the right. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be first and goal.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. Trying to bully their way in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Cowboys!
This running back was not going to be denied. Nice blocking up front to create a hole for this running back, and he was able to take advantage.
They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays and finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Quarterback on the keeper.
Well, good decision there by the QB. A little zone read action. He reads the defensive end, crashing down, keeps it himself, gets a nice chunk of yards.
And when you do that, you sort of get the drive going or keep it going, as the case may be.
It's amazing in college football now how big of a part of each offense the zone read has become. As we're seeing more and more athletic quarterbacks on rosters now, that is a staple of this sport.
They'll move the wide receiver. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
So many playmakers, so much speed in college football, so many big plays after the catch. Not in this instance. The defense did a great job reacting to the throw, getting there in a hurry, and making sure he didn't get any yards after that catch.
They come to the line facing 3rd and long from the 25. We're at the 2-minute timeout. It's been a good one so far. Opportunity for this offense perhaps to take the lead before halftime. Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. Motion from the wide receiver. Jackson gonna throw it. Got rid of it just in time. And that one's too high, out of bounds, incomplete.
Defense has been looking so good on this drive so far. They already set up 3rd and long, and now they take all the throws away down the field. Great job in coverage. Great job reading the QB's eyes. So there's nowhere for him to go with it. He's got to throw it away.
The Knights will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Fields the punt, looking for daylight. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on it. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Wants to throw on 1st down. Pulls it in. It's Brock. You know, sometimes even a short gain like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
And the Cowboys with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. On the move. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
The earth is shaking. Bounce House living up to its name as UCF tries to get off the field. Knocked down in the backfield, and that'll bring up 4th down. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. The Cowboys will line up to punt it away. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. Jackson will throw. Got his man quickly. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They go to the ground. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
And after having a nice game like that on 1st down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on 2nd down, on 3rd, you won't have that long to go.
The Knights with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Caught over the middle. It's Burke. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the in route there.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Hughes. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be 1st down.
Like QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. He had a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, 1st down.
Looking downfield on 1st down. Unloads to the right. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, 1 half in the books, and I am eagerly looking forward to that 2nd half in Orlando. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. With that said, let's send it back to the guys inside the bounce house.
The Knights will kick it away to start the 2nd half. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. First play from scrimmage here in the 2nd half, and they'll keep it on the ground.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
And the Cowboys can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Escape pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
Well, just nothing happening that time for the QB, right? RPO keeps it. He's trying to throw, nobody there. He tries to buy time getting out to his right-hand side, but the defense took everything away and just forced the quarterback to have to eat the football.
The Cowboys come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. Trying play action. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
That is a great response by this defense. You know you went into the half, you made some adjustments, talked about, listen, we're not down that much, we're very much in this game, but it starts with the first possession. And how about the first play, they get a sack?
And the Cowboys will punt this one away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Might have thought he'd want to try to pick up a few yards there, but he's content with making the fair catch right around the 35-yard line. Jackson gonna throw it. Here's the pressure. Catch in the middle, it's Hughes.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed to rocket, threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
The Knights can really attack on this 2nd and short. They'll go to the ground. They'll stop him at the 46 after a 5-yard pickup.
This is an offense, guys, that really believes in physicality, and that's their identity. So running the ball on 2nd down, no problem for them.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. With the catch, it's Thomas. Dragged down at the 43, but they've got it in enemy territory. They picked up 10 and give him a 1st down. The Knights come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on 1st down. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
2nd down.
We've reached the break. Oklahoma State is on top. And we've reached the end of the 3rd, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. Wide receiver going in motion. Jackson will throw. Fires to the big fella. Jumped on top of the pile. You know, David, this is really what game managing is. Nice pickup on 2nd down to help them on the next play.
Yeah, and I think people look at that negative sometimes, finding a quarterback that's a game manager. No, use your brain. Set up good situations. I'm way more successful when I can keep those sticks at a more manageable situation, and I'm not as predictable on a 3rd down.
Here comes the heat. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47. The pocket broke down, and the quarterback had to take the sack.
Really impressed by this pass rush, Reese. Just guys winning their individual battles one-on-one up front. They're able to get to the quarterback.
It's a 1-score game late, and they've got to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And after that negative play on offense with the lead late in the game, I think there's still ways that you can be creative and run the football, but not be so obvious. So zone read type plays, fake dives, and pitches to the running back to get him outside, jet sweeps. You can find other ways to keep the clock moving, even though the defense knows you're going to run it.
Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. The bounce house is rolling here on 3rd down, trying to help UCF. They'll leave it with him. He had no chance. A host of defenders back there for a loss of 4. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. The Cowboys will call on their punt team. And that one will bounce and roll out of bounds. Let's see exactly where they mark it. Jackson gonna throw it. Fires to the wideout. How about a little rhythm that you can tap your toe to on that throw and catch for the first down? He knew exactly what they needed there, made the play, and got out of bounds to stop the clock.
And you got to keep this turbo mode on, right? We got to keep going fast. The clock's running down. Fourth quarter, need a score. Great execution to get the first down. We need a lot more of this on this drive.
Wants to go up top on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Burke. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
And this offense, they got another positive game, but I think they're going to have to start pushing the ball down the field a little bit. Got to make some plays. That clock is not your friend. You got to speed up, maybe work the middle of the field a little bit, but make sure we get first downs, and the rest of the time work the sidelines.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Throws to the wideout. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
One of the biggest reasons today why this offense is losing in the game is they haven't been able to get it going throwing the football. This guy still has not thrown a touchdown pass. They thought coming into this game they were going to have tons of success throwing it, but you got to give the defense credit. They watched the film. They've been mixing up their looks defensively, trying to confuse this quarterback, and again, on that last deep shot, it falls incomplete.
Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line.
Awesome job there on 3rd down by the QB, working through his progressions. He wanted to go downfield, but the defense took everything away. So his eyes come down, he finds the drag route underneath, makes a good throw, and his guy does the rest to pick up the first.
To the air on first down. Fires deep toward the end zone. And he's got it. He's got it for a touchdown, and here in the final minute, they're a single point behind.
Man, great execution. That is how it's done late in the football game now. All you need is that extra point. Bring the kicker out there. This is what you do. Just like practice, knock it through the uprights, tie this football game. We might be looking at overtime soon.
And they are a mere extra point away from tying this game. And that extra point was good, and we are deadlocked here in the 4th. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they've got it locked up in the final minute after the touchdown and extra point. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Timeout on the field, and everybody want to make sure they're organized as we come down the gut of the game. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Gonna run it. It's Brock. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front?
Man, we hear so much about aggressiveness. Interesting spot. You know, you're on your side of the field. It's a tie game. The clock ticks out. It's not the worst thing in the world, but we can't make a mistake in this situation.
He'll pull it on the read. He stopped at the 23 and still a ways to go to pick up the first down. 4 quarters not enough to settle this one. We're headed to overtime.
And these teams have played so well, back and forth, evenly contested game. How about a little free football, Jesse?
Yeah, I love this, David. Free football. Finding out which of these two teams is the most mature. Who can settle down now with the game on the line and make the big play.
All right, guys, so here we go in overtime. And just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possession starting on the opponent's 25.
And it's so nice to be on defense first, to set the tone, to understand what you need. Try to hold them to a field goal. The offense knows they can do their job to go out and get a win. Just 2 possessions, Palmer. Like, you got to be at your best.
Yeah, and I love the new rules, too, because in the 3rd overtime possession, it goes to alternating 2-point plays. Back and forth. Who's got anything left in the tank here in OT?
Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
The Knights in a good spot here with 2nd and short. They'll run it to the right side. Wrestled to the ground, but he's inside the 10 and down to the 9.
Now, when I'm in OT and I start to get in this territory, I gotta be thinking touchdown. Like, what are my plays that I can go to now? I ran the football and showed a little bit of conservativeness. Now I gotta take advantage of a shot out wide. What's my best go-to play in this situation?
Wide receiver comes in motion. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Touchdown, UCF! They jump on top here in OT.
Nice job by the quarterback finding the big fella in the end zone. He's going to find a hole. He's going to find an opening. That guy's, you got to trust him, and I'm going to throw it up and let him make a play like he did right there.
This extra point would give them a 7-point lead in OT. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. They know what's in front of them. They have to answer that score with a touchdown. Looking to throw, it's Flores. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he runs through 1 tackle and picks up a few.
Love the route there by the tight end in man-to-man coverage. He's able to separate from the defender, and then once he has the ball, he's able to rip through the tackle and go get more yards.
And the Cowboys with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Grabbed behind the line. It's Freeman. He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
3rd down, and they need a touchdown to stay in the game. Leaves it with the back. That will be enough to move the chains and give them a 1st down in the red zone at the 14.
Yeah, nice job dialing up that short yardage situation play call there, David. They needed 1 yard, and they picked up 2.
Yeah, great job up front. Great job by the back knowing where they need to go. Nice having a hole you can get through and not have to just do it all on your own as a running back.
Trying to start the drive with a pass. Pistols firing, touchdown Cowboys. They got it in the end zone. Now a decision to make with a point after.
Obviously very hard to complete passes this area of the field. Nice execution. Now you're down by 1, and now you got to make the decision. Are we going to go for it and try to end the game right here and put this game in our offense's hands? What do you think?
And that's why I love having the ball second, because I get the opportunity to do this. I knew they scored a touchdown. We scored a touchdown. Now, do I want to go for the win, or do I want to continue this game on? It's so nice to have the ball second.
They need this extra point to send it to double overtime. And he added the extra point. Here in the 2nd overtime, they'll snap it on 1st down. The give to the back. Got enough for the 1st down. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play.
Man, who says you can't run up the middle anymore, right? Everybody thinks I got to make big plays. I got to go way out to the left, way out to the right, way out in space. Nope, right down the middle, nice blocking. How about the running back? You could tell the speed, the wheels, does a great job getting down the field, making a huge rushing play.
Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. And with the completion out to the sideline, they'll pick up a couple.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. To the air, it's Flores. Hauls it in. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in.
Great play by the cornerback. He was just way too physical at the point of attack. He beat his man trying to block him, and he tackled that receiver on the screen.
They'd love to strike first with a touchdown. They'll try to keep the drive alive on third down. In the gun and looking to throw on third down. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. That score gives them the lead here in the second overtime. Field shrinks, tight end grows. Big targets, big results.
I've never heard it put that way, but you're dang right. That guy is so big. A lot of times you get a DB matched up on him. He can just post him up. A linebacker, he can run by him. So that's why these tight ends are so dangerous down here in this red zone.
They got the touchdown. Now in the second overtime, you have to go for 2. They got it. Executed beautifully, and the lead is 8 in double overtime. Now on first down, they need to answer with a touchdown. They'll start this drive going to the air. Got it in the middle. It's Wade. He was smelling that end zone, and they get him down at the 4 after the big pass play.
Not the big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
First and goal, down a touchdown. They have to get it in the end zone. Jackson will throw. Trying to find the end zone. Touchdown, Knights. They got one score they needed. Now they need the deuce to send us to triple OT. This game must be moving so slowly for this quarterback. He sees everything 2 or 3 beats ahead.
Way ahead. I mean, it's been really, really easy. I better get some more hits on him. I better do something to make him feel uncomfortable, because right now, it's just like, oh, you're running that? Yeah, that's easy. I mean, he's already read your mail. You better change the address, do something different.
They've got to get it in on the 2-point try to force a third overtime. Motion from the wideout. Pushes toward the goal line. They couldn't get it in, and what a heartbreaking way for this one to end in double overtime.